So just make sure your blocks are handy, within reaching distance. And we're going to come down to our backs and start with our centering. Just making sure that you're cozy. You need a blanket or a pillow or whatever it is you may need. And just allowing our bodies to connect with the mat. Feeling where our bodies connect with the mat. Making any adjustments that we need to. And let's take a nice, slow, long belly filling breath in. And let's exhale that breath out. Good. We're going to repeat that breath 2 more times, but this time on the exhale, I'd like you to exhale between parted lips, so breathing through our mouth. So inhale through the nostrils and exhaling through the mouth. And just allowing our bodies to settle in a little further to our mat. Noticing the rise and fall of our chest and our rib cage. We'll stay here for a few more breaths. Let's bring the soles of our feet together, coming into our cobbler. Allowing those knees to become heavy. And you can have your hands either on your tummy or into T position, whatever's most comfortable. And we're going to add that gentle pulse to the knees, like the wings of a butterfly. It's gentle up and down. Coming to stillness. Take a nice, slow, long inhale in and visualize bringing that breath down into the hips, into the pelvis. And slowly exhale that breath out. Allowing the knees to be heavy. We'll reach our arms over our head, interlacing our fingers, just pushing our palms to the wall behind us. Good. Allowing the arms to soften, still keeping them over your head. We're going to add that gentle pulse back to the knees. Into stillness. Nice big inhale in. Exhale the soles of the feet to the mat, bringing the knees together. Right ankle comes below the left knee as we come into our reclined pigeon, keeping our hips squared off with the ceiling. And noticing if our chin is pointed up to the ceiling, let's bring the chin back to neutral. Let's make some circles with the left ankle in one direction. And in the other. Coming to stillness, let's reach those left toes up to the ceiling, pointing through those toes like a ballerina. Pushing through the heel. Point back through the toes. Push again through the heel. Circles in one direction with your left ankle, then into the other. Good. Let's put a bend back into that left knee. We're going to leave our left leg where it is, releasing our hands from around that left leg. Let's bring the right with the left. Arms out into T position. Knees are nice and tight. Let's take those legs over to the left side of the mat. Bringing our gaze over the right fingertips. Nice, slow, long inhale in. Nice and slow, exhale it out. Nice, slow, long inhale in. And as we exhale, we're going to bring those legs all the way over to the right side of the mat and bringing our gaze over the left fingers. Nice, slow, long inhale in. Exhale it out. Nice, slow, long inhale in. Exhaling our legs back to center, releasing the feet down to the mat. Left ankle comes below the right knee, coming back to our reclined pigeon. Squaring those hips off with the ceiling. Okay, we'll make circles in one direction with the right ankle and in the other. Coming to stillness, we'll reach those right toes up to the sky and really reaching through those toes, being those ballerina toes. And push through that right heel. Let's point again through those right toes. One more time through the right heel. We'll make circles in one direction with our right ankle and in the other. Good. Coming to stillness, put a bend into the right knee. We're going to bring our left knee to our right knee, arms back out into T position, knees tight together, and let's bring those legs over to the right side of the mat and our gaze over the left fingertips. Take a nice, slow, long inhale in. Nice, slow, long exhale out. Couple more breaths on this side. Let's inhale those legs to center. And as we exhale, we'll release the legs over to the left side of the mat, bringing our gaze over the left fingers.
And let's take that nice, slow, long inhale in. Slowly exhaling it out. Inhale the legs to center. Exhale, release the feet down to the mat. We're going to walk those heels towards our bottom. Let's bring our arms down to our sides, curling the shoulders under, lifting our pelvis up to the sky, coming into our bridge pose. Nice and slow. Let's lower down one vertebrae at a time. Get to the tailbone. We'll come up into our happy baby. Bringing our breath into our hips. Let's get a little push through the heels, lengthening out the legs, creating that letter V. Bring the soles of the feet together, hugging them in towards your chest. Nice big hug. And release the feet down to the mat. We'll come over to our tummies. And we'll reach those arms out into T position. We're on the tops of our feet, putting a bend into the right knee. We'll take that right leg over the left side, coming down to the left side of our face. Nice, slow, long inhale in. Exhale, releasing our bodies back to center. Let's put a bend into the left knee, stepping the left leg over the right side, coming down to the right side of our face. Big breath in. Exhale, release back to center. We'll bring our hands into our sphinx. So bring the elbows underneath the shoulders, and then we'll point our fingers towards one another. So almost creating a little triangle underneath you. Just making sure that you're comfortable in this spot. We're going to take the left hand, bring it behind the left ear, and we're going to try and lift that left elbow up towards the ceiling. Go where's comfortable for you, okay? And then nice and controlled. Let's come back down to the mat. Left hand down, right hand behind the head. Let's open up, bringing that right elbow up towards the ceiling. And release. And we're going to do one more on each side. Left hand behind the head, lifting that elbow up towards the ceiling. And release. One more time on the right side. Bring that right elbow up to the ceiling. And release. Bring our hands underneath our shoulders. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale, baby cobra, nice and slow, engaging those biceps. Keeping the biceps engaged. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, baby cobra. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, baby cobra. Let's bring our knees to the width of the mat, pushing back into child's pose and coming down to the right side of the face and allowing everything in your child's pose to melt. Tuning in with your inhales and your exhales. Let's turn our face in the opposite direction, coming down to the left cheek. Using our hands, we'll push ourselves up into kneeling. We're going to tuck our knees a little closer together, curling the toes under so we're seated onto our heels. Nice long spine, pushing the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, center. Good. We're going to bring our hands behind our head. We're going to bring the elbows as if you're trying to bring them back behind you. So the hands are connected with the head, just opening up those shoulders, keeping that long spine. Big breath in. And as we exhale, we'll bring our elbows forward facing. And try and bring those elbows closer together in the front. Inhale, open. Exhale, forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, forward. We're going to do this one more time. It's really great for opening up the shoulders. Inhale, open. Exhale, forward. Good. And release. We'll come into our tabletop. Just make sure that you're about mid-mat. Let's pull those belly buttons in, keeping the toes curled under. We're going to keep those belly buttons connected to the spine as we inhale to our cow. Exhale to our cat. Keep that belly button pulled in. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Coming back to our tabletop, our left foot's going to come back like a kickstand. Inhale, left fingers up to the sky. Exhaling the left arm over the left ear and really reaching through those left fingers. Inhale up to your modified half moon. Exhale the breath out. Good. We're going to bring that left arm back over the left ear. Left foot comes back down into our kickstand. Really reaching through those left fingers, trying to get nice and long through the side. Inhale back up to our modified half moon. Exhale the breath out. Good. One more time. Left arm over the left ear. Left foot comes back to the kickstand. Inhale back up to the half moon. Exhale the left hand down to the mat, lifting the right hand forward, coming into our pointer dog, pushing through that left heel. Right hand comes down to the ground. Let's step that left foot forward, putting that 45-degree angle into that left leg, and bringing that left knee over top of that left ankle. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale the breath out. Hands come to either side of the left foot. Let's lift that right knee off the ground. Left fingers up to the sky. Left hand to the outside of the left foot. Let's inhale up to lunge. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Hands to either side of the left foot. Step back into plank. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to child's pose. Good. And push back up to our tabletop. If you need to make any adjustments to get the knees back underneath the hips, we'll take that right foot back like a kickstand. Inhale, right fingertips up. Exhaling the right fingers or arm over the right ear. Reaching through those right fingers. Inhale up to your modified half moon. Exhaling the breath out. Right arm back over the right ear. Put that right leg back down into your kickstand. Reaching through those right fingers. Inhale to modified half moon. Exhale the breath out. Okay, one more time. Reach the arm over the right ear, coming back into your kickstand. Inhale up to your modified half moon. Exhale, right hand down to the mat. Left hand comes forward into our pointer dog. Left hand comes down to the mat. Let's step that right foot forward, 45-degree angle, and then bring that right knee over top of the right ankle. Inhale, arms up. Exhale the breath out. Hands to either side of the right foot. Let's lift that left knee up. Right fingers up to the sky. Right hand to the outside of the right foot and transitioning up into our lunge. Good, beautiful. Hands to either side of the right foot, step back into plank, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Good, let's take that dog for a walk. Good, coming to stillness, right leg, three-legged dog. Let's bring that right knee forward for mountain climber. Back to three-legged dog. And you can stay here, or if you want to come into your flip dog, bring that right leg over the left side. Returning back to our right leg, three-legged dog. Forward into mountain climber. Right leg, three-legged dog. Release the right foot down to the mat. Left leg, three-legged dog. Let's come forward into our mountain climber. Left leg, three-legged dog. And that left leg can come over for our flip dog, or you can stay in your three-legged dog. And back to our left leg, three-legged dog. Bring that left leg forward for mountain climber. Left leg, three-legged dog. Release the left foot. And we're going to walk those feet forward, bringing our feet to the width of the mat and coming into our ragdoll. Reaching for those elbows. Allowing that head to be heavy. Few more breaths, allowing that spine to lengthen. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. We're going to bring our bottom back as we come into our wide leg squat. We're going to come forward back into our ragdoll. Releasing our hands down to the mat. Starting at the tailbone, let's roll ourselves up to standing, shoulders up to the ears, around and back. Good. Standing nice and tall, we'll come into mountain, bringing those, I'm just gonna say wrists underneath our hips. That would be difficult. Our ankles underneath our hips. Good. Big breath in, inhaling, arms up to the sky. Exhale to heart center. Good. We're going to take a big step back with the left foot coming into our warrior two legs. And let's bring up those warrior two arms. Big breath in. Exhale to triangle. Slow back, reverse warrior. Coming into our sky archer, left hand around the right wrist. Let's straighten up that right leg, curling those right toes back. Nice. Release into warrior two. Inhale to warrior one. Exhale to warrior three. Keeping our hands at heart center, we'll come up into our tree. We're going to stay here for a few breaths of finding our drishti or point of focus. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Left hand down to the left foot. You can stay here or come all the way through to your Supta Padangusthasana or hand to big toe pose. Returning that left foot back into our tree. And release into mountain. Beautiful, very nice. Okay, hands stay at our heart center. This time, generous step back with the right foot. Going back into those warrior two legs. And then we'll reach our warrior two arms out. Big breath in. Exhale to triangle. Flow back, reverse warrior. Good. Transitioning into sky archer, right hand around the left wrist. Straightening that left leg, pull those left toes back. Release into warrior two. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior three. Transition into your tree. Hands are still at heart center. Finding our drishti. Nice, slow, long inhale in. Exhale it out. Right hand to right foot. You can stay here, come all the way through, back into your Supta Padangusthasana. Release back to tree. And release the right foot into mountain. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Step back, down dog. Left leg, three-legged dog. And let's bring that left leg forward for pigeon. Reaching through those right toes. If you want to use your blocks, feel free. I know after the holidays, body parts are sometimes a little bit tighter, so you can always put under your left cheek or your right hip. And then coming all the way down to your arms. Tuning back in with your breath. Noticing the inhales and the exhales. Bring those hands underneath the shoulders, pushing the torso up. Let's put a bend into that right knee. Take the left hand and reach it back to the right foot. You can stay here. If you want to go further, you can lift those right fingers up to the sky. Releasing the right hand down. Release the right foot. Curl those toes under. Push back. Down dog. Let's take our dog for a walk. Coming to stillness, right leg, three-legged dog, bringing our right leg forward for pigeon. Again, if you want to use blocks under the left hip or under the right cheek, you can even put it underneath your forearms if you like, whatever's most comfortable. Tuning in with your breath. Noticing the inhales and the exhales. Few more breaths here. bring those hands underneath the shoulder, pushing our torso up. Let's put a bend into the left knee. Right hand reaches back for the left foot. Good. You can stay here if you want to go further. You can lift your left hand up to the sky. Releasing the left hand, release left foot. We're going to roll into that right cheek and bring our legs in front of us, right into our cobbler. And if you can, I'd like you to bring your heels a little bit closer in towards the groin area. We're going to bring our hands to our knees and just very gently, we're going to push down on the knees slightly. It's just being gentle. Just opening up those hips a little further. We'll bring our hands down to our feet. Nice, long, tall spine pushing through the crown of our head. Nice big breath in. Exhale, we're going to hinge into the hips, keeping the spine nice and long. So you should feel a lot of opening coming in through those hips. You may even feel it through that lower back area. Not worried about how far forward we're getting. We just want to feel that nice lengthening. Big breath in. Exhale, allow the spine to soften, forward fold. Couple more breaths here. Starting at the tailbone. We'll roll ourselves up to seated, bringing the shoulders up to the ears, around and back. Good. Let's bring our feet nice and wide. We're going to push through those heels, and you can reach either for the shins, ankles, or toes. We're still keeping that long spine, pushing through the crown of the head. Feeling that lengthening coming to the inside of the legs and the hamstrings. Facing our toes, we'll come down to our forearms. Nice big breath in. And exhale, fold, allowing ourselves to soften again. Head becomes heavy. If you want a further stretch, you can reach your hands forward, allowing your torso to come a little closer to the mat. You don't have to. We'll use those hands to bring us back to center. Good. We'll take our blocks. We're going to set them up for our supported fish pose. For those of you that have bolsters, please feel free to use them here. I'll grab mine just to show you a little reminder how to set it up. So your top block is mid-height. Your lower block is on the lowest height. And for those of you that may want to use a bolster, just gonna pop it on top. And we always line the bottom of the back up to the bolster, and then nice and slow, we can come down. Make any adjustments you need to get comfortable. I always find I have to shift my hips a bit. And whether you're using a bolster or not, I'd like you to bring your arms open into T position with your shoulders open. So palms facing the sky. Our legs are the full length of the mat, and we're going to allow those ankles to soften, allowing the feet to roll out to the side. Take a nice, slow inhale and exhale here, just taking it at your own pace. Bring your breath into your shoulders, visualizing that you're bringing your breath down your spine. Maybe either bring your feet into cobbler or into easy pose, so cross-legged, whatever's most comfortable. And then decide where you want to bring your arms. You can either bring them behind your head or to your tummy, or you can turn the palms over, just listening to what feels best for you. And just allowing our breath to soften, noticing the inhales and the exhales. You can feel free to either straighten your legs again, or you can keep them in cobbler or easy pose. Bring your hands and arms to where they're most comfortable. Whatever feels good to you. Stay here for a few more breaths. Using our hands, we're going to push ourselves nice and slow up to seated. Right here. Exhaling it out. And then we'll come forward into a child's pose. So you're going to back yourself up on your mat a little bit. Just allowing everything to melt and to be heavy. Your face is in one direction, you can turn in the other. If you're at your forehead, that's fine too. Couple more breaths. Using our hands, we'll push ourselves up into kneeling. We're going to prepare ourselves for Shavasana. You can use your bolster if you're using one underneath your knees if you like. Completely and entirely up to you. And if you have a blanket or anything that you want to use to be cozy, you can do that too. I always like having a bolster underneath my knees. We'll do a couple of breaths when we come down to our backs. So just as we get comfortable, making any adjustments that we need to. And tuning in with our breath. And noticing as we inhale the breath coming up the forehead. Let's pull it around the crown of our head. All the way down our spines to our tailbones. We're going to exhale out the breath the same way. So from the tailbone, up the spine, around the crown of the head and out the nose. And as we work towards Shavasana, continue with that breath. And if you want to take that breath further, at the tailbone, you can imagine that there's a red triangle, which is your root chakra. When you come down to that tailbone, you can visualize a red triangle right at the base of the spine. It's also said where our Kundalini begins. As you work on that breath, you can also, in your inside voice, when you come down to that tailbone, you can also speak the words lum, so L-U-M, the sound of the root chakra. You can say it either to yourself or you can say it out loud. Ready, you can allow yourself sink into Shavasana.
Staying in stillness. Tuning in with our breath. Tuning in with our connection to our mat. Let's take a gentle, slow, steady inhale in. Exhale, release. And repeat the breath one more time. Nice, gentle inhale in. As we exhale, releasing that breath. And take a deeper inhale in. And as we exhale, we'll come over to our right sides. And as we come over to our right side, we'll bring our awareness to our heart center. Thinking about something that brought us joy today or made us happy. Even if it's finding a little win, a cup of tea or coffee. And allow that feeling of happiness to fill your heart center, allowing that feeling to grow and to expand. Allowing that feeling to reach down to the tips of your toes, your fingertips, all the way up to the crown of your head. Allowing that feeling of happiness to radiate. Allowing it to glow or create a cocoon around you. Let's put a smile on our lips and genuinely put that smile there. Stay here for a few more breaths. Okay. Ready? Nice and slow. We're going to push ourselves up into seated. Internalizing our focus and giving ourselves thanks for making time for ourselves and our practice today. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.